Hello friends, I am Dr. Namita Aherwal. Today I am going to tell you about the emotional intelligence. Emotions and feelings are very important for a human because every human being has emotion and feeling also. He has sentiments because what their behavior is, how we react on a situation. See, it all depends how he or she feels like. So it will reflect through emotions. So emotions plays, or you can say, vital role for a person to whom you talking to know what is the right now current scenario which is going in his or her mind, whether he's a kind of disturbed person or a normal person, or because every people have in their mind floating many thoughts. Okay, so on the basis of those thoughts, the thought may be positive or negative because they are a bunch of thoughts. If you are overthinking over those thoughts, then your mind is puzzled and you are sometimes frustrated. You are not able to suppose the right decisions, or you can say the transparent decisions, because you are not, you are not able to think about the situation because your mind is not empty right now. In your mind, bunch of thoughts are floating. So here, the successful peoples, what they did, they did to control their emotions intelligently. If intelligently you are controlling your emotions, then you will be successful in your career, in personal, either in terms of personal life or professional life, whatever. So in today's session, I would like to tell you about what is the evolution of this emotional intelligence, and what are the components, characteristics, and what are the branches of this emotional intelligence. So let us discuss all these in this session. And first of all, let me share my screen. Okay, so let's start today's session. These are the following heads which I have covered in this topic, that is evolution of emotional intelligence. What is emotional intelligence? Categories of emotions, components of emotions, characteristics of emotional intelligence, people, four branches of emotional intelligence, and lastly, emotional intelligence metrics. Okay, so let us discuss one by one. Evolution of emotional intelligence, that is EI. In 1990, John Mayer and Peter Salovey coined this term, emotional intelligence. And they defined this term like it is the ability to monitor one's own and others' feeling and emotions, to discriminate among them, and to use this information to guide one's thinking and action. Means what you are just see what the person who is in front of you or to whom you are talking to know the feelings and emotions. From those feelings and emotions, you will get the information so that you can guide that. Okay, fine, whether the information you would like to share or not, whether it is the right time to share that information or not. Means you can know, or you can judge the mental status of that person. Okay, so the picture of John Mayer and Peter Solveig you can see here in this chart. And let me tell you about emotion, what emotion is basically. So these emotions come from the Latin term immovere. Means what? Moving. Moving means what? There is a process which is continuously running, like our thoughts. Our thoughts means our mind is not sit idle. Your mind continuously think, and overthinking while you are sleeping. Then only there are number of thoughts floats in your mind. That means it is a kind of continuous process. You can't stop this process, because thoughtless, you never will be a thoughtless. Okay, fine. You can control your thoughts. You can decrease the thoughts. Okay, but it is not possible that there's no thought in your mind, because you are a social being, and you are surrounded by many people. You are working somewhere in your company, in your organization or institute, and there are so many tasks which you have to perform it. So that means what? Of course, for completion the task, for talking to the person, you have some thoughts in the mind, so that how to communicate the people, how to do this work. So it is not possible that your mind is empty, your mind is thoughtless. I mean, and these emotions are something we constantly feel, and they can happen when actions or feelings stir a certain response within us. So you can say we may feel emotions from a situation, an experience, or from memories. Okay. So according to Hume, there are 48 recognized emotions proposed in the emotional imitation and representation language. And internationally, you can say there are 128 recognized emotions, which including many that have no name in English. Okay, so we cannot term those emotions. Now come to what is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence means you are applying some intelligence to monitor your emotions, to controlling their emotions, how to manage your emotions also. Okay, so it is a kind of, you can say, social intelligence that involves the ability to identify and manage your own emotions in the emotions of others, right? And this emotional intelligence never stops growing. As you are growing older and older, means you have gained experiences, personal as well as professional, means their thought process are, filtered. There is a growing process, means as we are talking about the experience, means you are more intelligent as per going upwards. Okay. So the studies have shown that people with high EI have greater mental health, job performance, and leadership skills. Now come to the categories of emotions. There are basically two categories, primary and secondary emotions. In primary emotions, these are the, you can say, kind of basic emotions. These emotions comes from our birth, okay? And they are very natural emotions, okay? So what are these emotions? Like anger, sadness, fear, joy, interest, surprise, disgust, shame. So these all comes in the category of primary emotions. And of course, these emotions are very natural. Okay, and what comes in the secondary emotions? These are much more complex, because they often refer to the feeling you have about primary emotions, and it is not a reaction, but a response to the understanding of the initial reactions. Means what? You can say something which is inherent from the primary emotion. Okay, like in language, see, there is a property of inheritance, or you can say in general, you are inherited some characteristics from your father or mother. Means there's something which is means comes from. It is not, of course, fully, but it comes from that. So here, this is little bit originated from that. Okay, so these are learned emotions which we start understanding by quoting parents or others as we grow up. Like, for example, when you feel anger, you will feel ashamed afterward. Okay, when you feel joy, you will feel relief or pride. So this is the difference, and this is the example of secondary emotions. Now come to the components of emotions. Components emotion is basically divided into 4 categories. And what are those? First is the feelings, second is the bodily arousal, the third is the sense of purpose, and fourth is the social expressive. Feelings simply means how you feel. It all depends, or it all reflects in the form of emotions on your face, on your, you can say, sometimes people said that your face is like an open book. What is going on, what is happening, we can easily see on your face. Okay, so this is a natural phenomenon. From the feeling, it will automatically create that emotion. Okay, and another is the bodily arousal. Means if what the emotion, your body and body posture, body language will reflect accordingly. If you are happy, then your face is look like that key. Okay, find a charming face. If you are sometimes feeling dull or frustrated, that means your your faces look like sometimes devil eyes. Okay, and what I'm trying to say is it all depends. Means it all will reflect onto your body. We can easily see, we can easily find that there's something which is not going right, or something which is very good. Okay, so that your body language itself tells that you are happy, or you are frustrated, or you are angry, and whatever. Okay, the sense of purpose. Sense of purpose means if every feeling has emotion, and for that particular, if I'm talking about that particular emotion, then there is some purpose. If you are feeling happy, that purpose is what? Okay, fine, there is a party, it is your birthday, it is your anniversary, then it is a purpose. So that you can generate automatically that emotions, that wow, today is the birthday, today is the wedding anniversary or marriage anniversary, you can say. So I am so happy that now today is we met, and all that. And social expressive means when you are surrounded by people socially, and talking about, so there is another way of expression for your emotions. Means the expression is something which is different. Okay, feelings are different. Okay, as like you are just sometimes pretending that you are happy, but the reality is that you are not happy. So you are supposed or trying to be sure that yes, okay, fine, you are good and happy. So this is a kind of social expressiveness so for your emotions. Now come to the characteristics of emotional intelligent people. A successful person uses in a very good manner emotional intelligence, because every successful person has a perfect emotional analysis, emotion intelligence. So what are these characteristics? First is the knowing one's feeling. You should know, if you have that characteristics, that you can easily understand the feeling of other person. That means you are 100% sure that whether this information will be shared this time or not. Is this the right time to share this information? Whether if the person is frustrated, then it is not possible that what you are saying, what you are explaining, he or she will understand. Okay, so let it be, give some time, give some space, and later on you will try to explain this, because that time he or she will be in that that level, that standard, that mental status. Okay, now the another is the managing emotions and feeling appropriately. You should know how to use your emotions and feelings, where to use, and up to what level. This is all you have to manage. Okay, so this is what emotion intelligence is. able to motivate self. Sometimes you feel very, dull, gloomy, nervous. And so what the intelligent people do, they just immediately divert their mind. Divert their mind means they start to do some work like which is very some fond of to do, or which is the hobby of him, or like singing, starts as singing or playing something, or go to the long drive also, and cooking also, or go to the shopping. The simple motive is not to distract the mind so that the energy level will be in the same level. It will not downfall. Okay. And another is the ability to persist in face of frustrations. Means he has the ability to persist. If the frustration is met, it won't become on your face. So because that's what I'm saying is monitoring or managing is the most important thing. And ability, the next is the ability to control impulses and delay gratifications. And another is the ability to empathize and the capacity to hope. Means if a person is very positive, then he seems that in everything, whatever the conditions are, but he never lost her hope. Okay, and their social competences also. These are the characteristics of emotional intelligent people. And the next is the four branches of emotional intelligence. They are basically four branches. First is perceiving emotions. Second is the facilitating tough and understanding emotions. And lastly is the managing emotions. Perceiving emotions means what? It is the ability to perceive emotions in oneself and others, as well as in the objects, art, stories, music, and other stimuli. So this is called perceive. Okay, and facilitating thought means the ability to generate, use, and feel emotions and necessary to communicate feelings or employ them in other cognitive processes. So this is how you facilitate, okay, to use your feeling as per the requirement, as per the necessity. So another is the understanding emotion. Understanding emotions means what? Ability to understand emotional information, to understand how emotions combine and progress through relationship, transitions, and to appreciate such emotional meaning. Right? So first of all, you should understand the emotions, why the people is reacting like this. Okay, so if you are understanding their feeling, then okay, you can maintain a good relationships also. And another is the managing emotions. It is basically the ability to be open to feeling and to motivate them in oneself and others so as to promote personal understanding and growth. So these are the four branches of emotional intelligence. Now come to the emotional intelligence matrix. You see here, I'm dividing this into personal competence and social competence. In this part, what I observe, and if after observation, what I do. So here, in personal, I'm talking about what I have observed, self-awareness. You have to observe. If self-awareness means you can monitor yourself that what your emotions are, what our thought patterns are, how do you feel right now. If you are feeling low, then you can maintain yourself to distract your mind or to divert your mind so that you will be able to get in that normal stage, okay, normal condition also. Then you will do the self-management. Okay, and if I'm talking about the social competence, so in social competence, what I observe is what? Social awareness, because we people are the social being, and we need to gather with the peoples. And if you are gathering somewhere, so that means you should know the awareness of social, what is going on. So what is the basically the observation? So in social, if you are gathering with some people, and so you should manage the relationship also. So that there, what I should do means relationship management. You should be performed. So this is all about the emotional intelligence matrix. And thank you so much. This is all about the emotional intelligence session. And I hope you understand this. And if you have any doubts, then you can write me on the comment box also. Okay. So till then, thank you, and thank you for watching. Okay. Thank you.